up, everyone? This is the Raw Truth coming back with part 2. And I want to get into this in depth too, because here's what you have to understand. Mental health, and I told you I was going to get into that, touch up on that mental health, because I'm going to say some shit that's going to shock everybody. But I don't think we have a mental health problem in our community. I believe that mental health is a fucking joke. I think it's a fucking hoax. And the reason why I think mental health is a joke and a fucking hoax is because, mental illness is because whenever somebody needs help, you know what I'm saying? And you're working with somebody and you're counseling somebody, and what you're doing is you're nurturing that person. And when you nurture that person what? Gets better. Isn't that something? That person gets better. Why does that person gets better? Because you're nurturing that person that has been suppressed like crazy. And because it was suppressed, then that person is not growing up normal. We have to understand what is normal and what is abnormal. You know, and a lot of times when folks come at me with that bullshit, you know, let me go back to the topic right quick before I make that point. The reason why the white elite came up with mental illness is to assign you a psychiatric drug. You know, mental illness. Oh, you're depressed, so you have bipolar. Well, what's the cure of depression? You know, I'm not a doctor. I can't diagnose or anything like that. But I can tell you, you know, when people is depressed, and what do? You cheer people up, and do you give them encouragement, and you help them see something or see a vision that they weren't able to see, and you help them to overcome it. So therefore, when they overcame it, they came out of that depression. A lot of times, you know, our feelings, the way that we feel, they want to just say that it's mental illness just to fuck with us, when it's normal to be feeling that way. You know what I'm saying? It's normal to be feeling some kind of way, but the problem is, you know, to go back to what I was saying, a lot of people come up to me with that bullshit and always talking about, you know, how normal that they are. But you have to understand, a lot of people who think they are normal are still abnormal, and they don't understand that. So we have a big problem. If anything that we can call illness that we have in our community is redefining what normal is. Because that's what all we do. We are a nation that redefine words, and we redefine everything. You know, we want something to mean something even though it already had a meaning. But because you don't like the meaning, you want to circumvent that definition and say, well, this is it, when it's not fucking it. I want you to understand, I'm going to point out a big illness that could be cured. And what's the cure? I'll give it to you. This is the big illness in our community. We are so quick to say mommy and daddy, aren't we? We're so quick to say mom and dad. Oh, my mom and dad. Oh, my mom and dad. When we ride past a store that's run by a husband and a wife, we call it what? The mom and pop store. That's an illness. Why? Because we still have it in our mind that we don't fucking honor the man, that we always put the man in the second place while we put the woman and honor the woman in the first place, when that's not normal. People think it's normal saying mommy and daddy. People think it's normal saying mom and pop store. But see, that's not normal. That's fucking abnormal. That's out of line. That's out of order. So what's the correct definition? Well, the correct saying, the dad and mom store. How about the pop and mom store? Instead of the mom and pop store, how about the papa mom store? Huh? How about that? How about, oh yeah, my daddy and mommy? How about that? Oh yeah, my daddy and mommy. See, we have to be trained what to say. We have to be trained how to think, because we've been trained to be thinking and saying the wrong things. So therefore, by default, that tells us that because we're so conditioned that we have really put things that are normal to mean abnormal, and the things that's abnormal, we put it normal. We take things that is we view things that are evil good, and view things that is good evil. Are we hearing something here? We put something that is sweet bitter, and things that is bitter sweet. Why do we do that? It's because we're really backwards people. We are a backwards nation, and that's why I get angry at folks whenever I'm talking to, and it always happens. I will say 90% of the people, the 95% of the people that I talk to, I always get upset with them because it's like they want to ignore everything else. No. Like I said before, okay, you had a good experience, but 90% of the people don't have good experience. So just because you had a good experience, then that wipes out the 90%. You can't do that, because see, you're infringing on somebody else's testimony. And a lot of the time people do that because they don't want to see the truth. It's just as simple as that. So we got a lot of things to work on as a nation. A lot of things to work on, because if we ever want to come out of the rut that we are in, we're going to have to face, like my name, the raw truth. We have to face the raw truth. I ain't talk about that watered down shit. I ain't talk about that crap coming from the $2 whorehouse you call church. I ain't talking about the old school they've been out there, fucked up their life, fucked up my generation, and fucked up the generation after my generation with their bullshit like that. I ain't talking about them. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about people who actually give a damn about the community and really wants to change, wants to have an open mind. Because people, you ballers, thugs, and I can only deal with you if you want to change and come out of that fucking lifestyle. But don't sit up there and pump your chest out because you're a gang member or gangbanger or gangsta or baller or no good old school who's always talking about back in the days we didn't have all that when you fucking dead. I can only deal with y'all whenever y'all want to be truthful, be honest, admit your fucking faults, and then come back so we can build this nation. But we got to build it on morals. And see, that's the number 2 reason why we can't really build as a nation, because everybody got their morals instead of the morals. And how the fuck can you define something that's moral without having a government system there that tell you what's right and what's wrong? So what we have to understand is that, sure, we may have a few people who had a good life, but the vast majority didn't. We may have a few people who have the best father in the world, but the vast majority of black women don't pick the best man to father the children. I mean, it's facts. It's facts. We may have a few that sit up there and was a perfect example how to be a woman, but the vast majority of black women aren't. They need to be taught and need to be trained. We may have, my dad, even though him and my mom is not together, my dad, he's always around to take care of me, but over 74% of homes are fatherless. You understand? We're going to have some good and we're going to have some bad. But unfortunately, in my community, it's so fucking sad to say that the bad is just winning. It's just winning. It is so fucked up. By the time we start teaching things and going back to normal, it's going to take so much work being deprogrammed, being brainwashed from all that fucking filth that's been in our heads and been in our minds. And when things get set in order, it's going to take so much fucking work. It's going to literally wear people out, because a lot of people is not used to being no real men, and the vast majority of black women, they're not used to being real women. So when you give the morals, the true morals and stuff, it's going to wear them out. And what it is it's working on their mind, it's working on their heart, and so they can put it in expedited through the actions. And when you start putting it in action and stuff like that, it wears you out because you're not used to building your spirit muscle. I like to call it spirit muscle. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to go through your aches and pain, and it's only to nurture those things out. And once things is nurtured out of you, then a lot of your problems will go away. A lot of your problems will go away, but problems will still continue to be there because we have really hardly any accountability in our community. We have a lot of people talking about back in the days. It wasn't like that when it was, because we are the results of it. You know what I'm saying? So whenever I hear people talking that bullshit, saying that, well, their mothers did this or grandmothers did that, okay, so how did every other grandmother and mother do to to her son or grandson? What happened in there? I understand your father was in your life. Good. Yeah, I did a 6-part series on the myth of the missing black father, which, by the way, I'm disappointed. I figure a lot of people will be on that, knowing how many times black women have called us deadbeat. It's like, wow. But, hopefully a lot of people, more people will view it and make comments, because, I would love to hear dialogue with a lot of folks. But let me know how you feel about it. It's... I just don't want to just make videos. I like to hear what other people say, because, like I'm always saying, it's all about dialoguing. It's all about understanding. How can we understand each other if we don't communicate to one another? It's something when you go to a twerk video, it's a lot of comments. When you go to certain YouTubers who've been around and stuff like that, they're world renowned and stuff, well, YouTube renowned, a lot of comments and stuff, or things that just makes no sense, a lot of comments, but, it's like, I don't know where a lot of my people are as far as, I can't keep tabs on my people without the communication, because I need to hear what's going on in different areas and stuff, but I guess communication on here will come later, but I'm gonna continue to put out videos and pump out videos like crazy, and once I do that, keep pump out videos and stuff, then maybe a lot of y'all need to open up, because my channel is it's nothing going to be nothing but edification. Somebody get out of line, I'm a whoop that ass, with some logic and shit, and may go on a rant and expose that person, but this channel is really for edification and building, and I'm the raw truth. I'm not going to pull any fucking punches. I'm not going to water down this fucking truth. I'm not going to do that at all. I'm going to speak it the way it's supposed to be spoken. And if anybody got a problem with me doing that, you can leave a comment and I will tell you gladly, probably make a video why I say what I said. But remember, in the white man's army, what do? They get in your face, the drill instructor or drill sergeant get in your face and they'll scream and they give you a shock treatment and stuff so you can handle the pressure. So whenever things is going, the bombs or missiles or bullets is flying your way, you're able to be calm. And being a calm person, that means having a sober mind. You're able to think clearly. Well, what the fuck you think I'm doing? I'm constantly at war. I'm at war with my community. I'm at war against the black woman that's beating our children, killing our children, murdering our children in and out of her room. I'm at war with the thugs, the ballers, the bad boys. I'm at war with them. I've been at war with them. Shit. I'm saying I've been at war with them. So I'm at war with them. I'm at war with the kids growing up from these from these no good niggas, these simp ass niggas, and these whorish black women. I'm at war at that. I'm at war fighting for fathers' rights and stuff. Letting black men know that they coming number one and taking care of their kids. I'm at war for every black woman out there to go natural, love herself, care about her. I'm at war. I'm at war even for every black woman that's out there who have their fucking legs closed and don't want to be a statistic, don't want to be a fucking whore, who wants to go through life and being a black woman but being looked down by the vast majority of black women. I'm at war for her. There's several things I'm at war. That's why some folks just look at a couple of videos and all of a sudden, oh nah, I'm upset and you ain't even view all of my shit, which is why I went the fuck off on Sheeple. That sheeple chick, that feminist chick. That's why I went the fuck off on her, because she doesn't understand that I'm at war for my community and against my community. For my community, what I mean by for my community, the white elite, though, it's white supremacy system that's constantly fucking us over. I'm at war against and for my community. But, just let me know how you feel, though. What do you think about it? Just let her hear what everybody have to say. Share, like, my videos, and please send them at least touch people, at least 10 people, have them come look at my videos, because I want to do my best to build my nation one person at a time, one block at a time, then one community at a time. That's my main goal. But I know if only a few good men and only a few good women. Black man, black woman, what category are you in? Till then, I'm the raw truth. Send your hate mail and everything. Let's dialogue. Till then,